Oi, lads. Believed poet, 1 a black. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 2 life. If you do, it gets flying. Okay. Enormous disappointment. Each player loses 2 life, draw 2 cards. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, Clever Lumimancer gets +2/+2 until end of turn. 1 mana 0/1. Guys, if you put in Fury on this card, that's a 2 mana 5/5. Trash. Sinister Dominance, 3 and a black. You may pay 1 black instead of paying this spell's mana cost. If you pay 1 and a black, an opponent may draw a card. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Wow. That card is very, very trash. Real good? What do you mean? How is it real good? It's just a heartless act, but they draw a card. Exile and also... guys, this card is terrible. Absolutely awful. Defend the Campus. +1/+1 until end of turn. Destroy creature with 4 power or greater. Nope. Okay. Extus or Reek Overlord and Awaken the Blood Avatar. 4 mana 2/4 double strike. It's a Mardu card, huh? 4 mana 2/4 double strike. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, return target non-legendary creature card from graveyard to hand. Trash. 8 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may sack any number of creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature sacked this way. Each opponent sacks a creature. Create a 3/6 black and red avatar creature token with haste, and whenever this creature attacks, it deals 3 damage to each opponent. I mean, you can't even play it in tokens, right? In tokens, sack 3 tokens for a 2 mana 3/6 haster. It's just bad, guys. It's just absolutely terrible. Rutha, Mercurial Artist. 3 mana 1 for 2, return it to its owner's hand, copy spell. Draw 4, discard 2 unless you discard an instant or sorcery. 5 mana, draw 4. Discard 1 spell. Nope. Nope. That's the land. I think those common lands are kind of gas for a draft. One of the better ones I've seen. 4 mana 2/4. Whenever it attacks, next instant or sorcery will cost less to cast, X being power. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Deal 3 damage to any target. Learn. Never instant. Never instant. If this was instant and cost 2 mana, it would be good. But it's sorcery and costs 3. Multiple choice. X in a blue. If X is 1, scry 1, draw a card. If X is 2, return a creature. If X is 3, create a 4/4. If X is 4, do all of the above. I mean, pretty good, right? I think. I think it's pretty good. So it's 5 mana to do all the 3 things. That's decent. For 2 mana, you get scry 1, draw. So it's 2 mana for an opt, 3 mana for a bounce, 4 mana for a 4/4, and 5 mana for all of those things. So all the modes are pretty bad. but it's not terrible. I think we'll see multiple choice in a Gandalf deck near us. Saurio Dosalio, the Hall Monitor. 1 mana, 1/1 with haste. Target creature can't block this turn. Lizard Shaman. Alright, this thing sucks. Tanazir Quandrix. Tanazir Quandrix. 4/4 dragon for 5. Flying Trample. When it enters the battlefield, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. When it attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanazir Quandrix's power and toughness until end of turn. Trash. Galazeth Prismari. 4 mana, 3/4 dragon with flying. Nice. Flying dragon. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add a mana of any colour. Use this mana only to cast sorcery and instant spells. It's just trash, guys. What do you mean not terrible? It's dog shit, guys. It's terrible. How is it not bad? It's a 4 mana 3/4 flyer. It makes you a treasure token. It's not got haste. It's like just bad. 4 mana. It's good for standard. No, it's not, dude. How is it good for standard? What are the 4 mana spells that people cast in standard? Extinction Event, Henge, Showdown of the Scouts, Cleave. Not a 4 mana 3/4 dragon. Stonebinder's Familiar. 1 mana, 1/1. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. This ability triggers only once each turn. 1 mana Spirit. Spirit Dog. Spirit Dog. Dog Tribal? Another dog? Dude, that's 2 1-drops for Dog Tribal. Best Lord in the format. In the Rally the Ranks colours. Dog Tribal. I mean, maybe that Dog Lord, it might be the best. Is there any better Lord than that ever? It's absolutely crazy. It's not just treasures that tap, it's any artifact, even ones already in play when the dragon resolves. Yeah, but there's no artifacts, man, in standard and historic. I don't think you want to play that in an older format where there is artifacts. It's just trash. I mean, this card is bad, but it is a dog. Don't sleep on Dog Tribal. Wandering Archaic. 5 mana 4/4. Avatar. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. 3 mana sorcery. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of the library, reveals a land card and or an instant or sorcery card from among them, then puts the cards they revealed this way into their hand and the rest in the bottom of the library in a random order. Each player gains 3 life. Gas against Sultai. No, it's not, dude. It's shit. Mage Hunter. 4 mana 3/4. Whenever an opponent casts or copies an instant or sorcery spell, they'll lose 1 life. Okay. 1 mana instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Probably won't get played because Extinction Event and Shadow's Verdict, by the way, but it's a good card. Explosive Welcome. Deal 5 damage to any target and 3 damage to any other target. Add 3 mana. I mean, it's just a lot of mana, isn't it? 8 mana to cast a lightning strike. Solve the equation. Search a library for an instant or sorcery, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Creative Outburst. Creative Outburst deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Deal 5 damage to any target.
Pog.
And draw a card. Or you can discard it and create a treasure. I mean, instant speed, uncounterable ramp has gotta be good. You're never casting the card. Well, rarely casting the card, let's say. Expressive Artist. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, target a creature you control. Until end of turn, it has if this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. And whenever you exile this creature, create a red and a blue 4/4 elemental creature token. Expression of Repetition. Blue, red, sorcery, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, one at the bottom of your library, then exile the rest. Until the end of turn, you may play the exiled card. What? So in the early game it's 2 mana, draw 1. In the late game it's 2 mana, draw 2. It's trash, guys. It's always draw 2. Well, I mean, no, it's not. No, I mean, you can't cast the other spell in the early game. Exile a land? If you're using it to play a land, then you make your spell cost 3. Right? Like if you cast it on turn 3 or whatever. It's shit. It's just a divination if you use it on turn 3. Because you're not, unless you've got something to do with that other 1 mana. You just make it cost 3, man. No, because if you cast this on turn 3 and you use it to play a land and you're floating the 1 mana and not using it, you've made your spell cost 3. This should refund the mana? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, this card sucks, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Elemental Summoning. Create a 4/4 token for 5. Okay. Not the worst lesson we've seen so far. Grinning Ignis. 2 red for a 2/2, and for red, return it to hand. Add 2 colorless and a red. Activate this ability only any time you could cast a sorcery. What? Well, this is the Burgie card we needed, huh? Grinning Ignis. So if you play Burgie on turn 3 and you have Grinning Ignis and Grape Shot in hand, you have infinite damage. I mean, there's a turn 2 lethal, right? Disneyland lethal. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Burgie, Mox, Grinning Ignis, Loop It, Grape Shot. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 card combo. So all you need to do is to not mull, have the perfect 7 cards and top deck the 8th card. And then you've got a turn 2 win. I mean, it's viable. It can be done. It can be done. Magma Opus. 8 mana instant. Deal 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Tap 2 target permanents. Create a 4/4. Draw 2 cards. Blue, red. Discard it. Create a treasure. This set is dog shit. Well, I mean, it's still early days, but imagine thinking this is a standard set. This is a historic set, man. Who fucking cares about the standard cards? You're crazy. It's all about the Mystical Archive, mate. This is mysticalarchive.set. Combat Professor. 4 mana, 2/3 flyer. At the beginning of combat, do a thing. Code Vociferous Codex. Legendary artifact creature construct. You can't cast permanent spells. 4. Tap. Add white, blue, red, green. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery with lesser mana value. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. Maybe if it was like a 4/4. But, you know, 3 mana 1/4 with a bunch of words. Trash. Flame Scroll Celebrant. 2 mana 2/1. Whenever an opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, Flame Scroll Celebrant deals 1 damage to that player. +2/+0 for 2. Human Shaman. Revel in Silence. Instant, white, white. Your opponents can't cast spells or activate Planeswalkers' loyalty abilities this turn. Exile, Revel, and Silence. That seems pretty good. The creature's so bad though. You play this in aggro? Of course, man, yeah. It's an aggro card, right? It's just whether or not you can get any juice out of this creature. Because, I mean, no matter how good Revel and Silence is, and it is really good, you're going to be casting the creature more often. So, this creature is so bad that it might make the card just bad. I don't know, man. Like, you discard a card from your hand, you float 2 mana, you discard a card from your hand, they still get to draw a card, they still get to make a land drop, they just don't get to cast like one spell until the following turn. Now, yes, there's situations where that's good, but honestly, more often than not, that's just bad. If they've got any creatures, they can still attack. If they've got any creatures, they can still block your next attack after they've had to pass their turn or whatever. I'm pretty sure that the only way you can play this is in Boros. You have to be able to make use of this creature. There's the white card is just not good enough by itself. You're too dumb for this card. I mean, people always evaluate cards with the best case scenario, right? What's the average case is you have this card in your hand and you don't have another 2-drop and you've got to play it as a creature. And it could have been anything, man. That's the average case. The average case is 2 mana, 2/1, no text. The extreme cases are you counter a Sultai Ultimatum, you prevent a Wrath for a turn somehow after having drawn a 2-drop and a different 2-drop and being able to play that instead, having cast a 3-drop, getting an attack in, somehow, some way on turn 4 you've managed to make use of 2 mana and be able to hold up exactly 2, you pass, they cast their Wrath, you cast it before they counter the Wrath, and then you buy yourself another attack, and your another attack is relevant for the game. It's just so... It's way too narrow, guys. Illustrious Historian. 1 red, 2/1. 5 mana, exile it, make a 3/2. Nope. Relic Sloth. 5 mana, 4/4. Vigilance Menace. Okay. Campus Guide, 2 mana, 2/1. When Campus Guide enters the battlefield, you may search the library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. Wow. That's kind of bad. 4 mana, 4/4 reach. Whenever a creature you control with power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample until end of turn. Okay. Sparring Regiment. When it enters the battlefield, learn whenever you attack, puts a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. We've seen this one, right? Not evaluating limited potential. Well, I mean, we can't do a limited set review until all the cards are out, right? Because you need to be able to compare them. But we can do a constructed review because you can just compare it to the other cards that will be played. Right, what the hell is this? Learn, and whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on 1 creature and untap it. I mean, it's just a shit Basri, no? Curate. Instant, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest back on top of your library in any order. Draw a card. What's that? Surveil to draw a card? Seems kind of awful. Yeah, Discovery without the Dispersal, huh? Not bad. It's kind of bad compared to like Omen, right? A spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Put target creature into owner's library second from top. Okay. Hoffray Ghostforge. 5 mana, 4/5. Spirits you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types, and it has when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to your graveyard. I'm sorry guys, but I think every single card that we've seen today is trash. Apart from that one that makes mana. Thrill and Discovery, you gain 2 life, you may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. We've got that card, right? But you just get 2 life, sure. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. White Raven form lesson. Seems kind of bad. I think the lessons are just bad. I think they'll be played like they'll warp best of 1. I don't think the lessons will be played in best of 3 though, which is pretty upsetting. I think they need to be better. The cost of a sideboard card is not worth what these cards are doing right now. 2 and a red instant. This spell can't be countered. Deal 4 damage to creature or planeswalker. Can't go face, by the way. Alright, so we just looked at like 40 cards. I think there's 1 good card, and that's even if it is good. Sudden Breakthrough. +2/+0, first strike until end of turn, create a treasure. Exile target artifact or creature its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Resculpt. That's a big Raven form. Blue removal is seriously bad, huh? Culmination of Studies. X, blue, red. Exile the top X cards of your library. For each land card exiled this way, create a treasure token. For each blue card exiled this way, draw a card. For each red card exiled this way, deal 1 damage to each opponent. Guys, at this point in my life, as a family man, I really feel bad for shitting all over your fun, but I'm not gonna lie guys, these cards are dog shit. This might be the worst set, in terms of standard, that we've had in the entire time I've played Magic. Like, these cards cannot be saved. However, Historic is gas though. Que Ecuador! Que Ecuador!